What's up, Dice Crew? Keeping it a Benji, and I'm getting back with y'all. Now, first off, shout out to the Dice Crew, and second, shout out to the sponsors. Re-Up, I'm going to have a link in the description so y'all can tune in with them. Let them know I sent you so they can show you some love. Tune in with them. You never know what you can re-up with. Now, moving forward to the topic. You know, I'm sure by now everybody been catching everything pertaining to Bun B, taking the stand and whatnot. I'm sure you probably familiar with it a couple years ago where the whole home invasion or whatever took place. And we got Hassan Campbell, and he got like a special guest, and they weighing in on the situation. So let's just hear what Hassan Campbell and the dude got to say, and we gonna keep it a Benji for y'all doing a reaction. Y'all keep it a Benji for me in the comments. Let's rock.
My question to you is, what do you feel? What's your status on Bun B?
Once again, like I told you earlier, I know Bun B. One of my guys from the town, from Trenton, he did some business with Bun B. So it broke my heart to see the OG on the stand. But I will say this, man. At the end of the day, Bun B is a legend. Pimp C, rest in peace. He's a legend. I think that because the DA and them have a solid case, I didn't understand the tears and the things that Bun B, the things that he was going through at that moment, because you got a slam dunk. The man broke in your house, your wife screamed, you reacted, you put that fire on him, and you wounded him enough where he got caught. It's a slam dunk. He's in jail. They got all the evidence. He's going to jail. The tears on the stand as a gangster rapper, to me, it just tarnished his legacy. I feel like Pimp C is turning over on his grave, because Pimp probably would have never showed up to court and tried to make sure he sent the word to the jail to make sure that nigga get handled the right way. So the way Bun did it, I understand. Remember I told you earlier, Bun may be going through things because his wife is emotionally distraught about what happened to her. A gun is in her face in her home. The worst thing can happen to you, Hassan, is if someone come in your home with a gun, and this is your peace of mind. So Bun probably is getting treated different by this woman. So I think the tears came from he needed to show her on the stand that he is connected to her emotionally, and he don't give a fuck what the people feel like. He want to be good with his wife. He made a decision. The only thing about that is that it hurts his rap career. But I'm going to ask you and play devil's advocate, Hassan. When do we allow the OGs to get out of the streets and not be looked at as the young rapper that got to stand on business? Or do rappers have to stand on business until they 70 years old? Is that what you saying, Poppy?
Now, here we go.
I need you to cook.
Now, shout out to him. I definitely understand what he's saying. Like, when you come from being on, like, a trap music, gangster rap, anything related to the streets, you can kind of confuse people on what kind of stance you would take in certain scenarios. You know what I mean? Like, me judging Bun B for, like, the last maybe 8 years or something like that, I understand him being on some like civilian type of stuff, but I am still confused because his whole representation is the streets, so I am kind of surprised behind that. You know what I mean? And this ain't like the first time I seen Bun B do this. I seen him in like a parking lot with his wife before, with a white lady. They had like an altercation, and the police came or something, and he just went to pointing out the lady, and he was cooperating with law enforcement. So I see like this is where Bun B been going with his whole life, and I wouldn't say so much of it being like he's just snitching, but I think he definitely made a choice that will affect him in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? If y'all get what I'm saying. Like, I don't think everybody is understanding, even though I can see that a lot of people are understanding. But I mean, even when he got Trill burgers, I thought the word Trill was like I thought that was like a street terminology to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you still pushing the whole Trill campaign, I would, you know, I mean, I'm just kind of confused with it overall. Before I even throw some labels out there, I'm just kind of confused with Bun B.
I was going to make a video on this topic, right?
Okay.
For those of y'all that's just coming in the building, I was going to make a video on this topic. And my whole thing was, I was taking my time to see what was really going on.
Right.
Now, my first take in the situation, I'm like, a man broke in his house.
Okay.
Had his wife at gunpoint. He had to come downstairs and man up on some heroic and get busy. He had to air son out. All right, cool. Here's the rules. When you're home with your wife and kids,
right,
you are a civilian. When you are in your home and somebody comes in your house and threatens the safety of your wife and your children, you are a civilian. Unless you got bricks under the bed.
That's a fact.
Unless you are in the game and you are a stick-up kid. If you are selling drugs or you a stick-up kid, if you affiliated with a crime ring, if you are a gangbanger, stick to the code. Even as a gangster rapper, once you take on the identity of a drug dealer through your music, a killer through your music, you are responsible for holding the code of the street. Now, I made an exception with Bun B because he's also like a retired rapper.
There you go.
To the point to where that he's just doing shows.
Right.
So I give him the benefit of the doubt because he's not in the game no more. He might do a show here or there, but here's the thing, right? That I want y'all to understand. And make sure y'all hit the like button as y'all come in the building, and all of y'all that's rocking with me, make sure y'all share this live so we can get the notifications out because they're not sending the notifications out. And with that being said, I think the same way that these rappers dedicated their energy to the code of the street while they was in the streets, it's only right for them to start educating these young boys and letting them know that everything that I taught you was wrong, and I no longer subscribe to the evil that you playing in your records, that the music that you are listening to while you maneuvering in your car is not the lifestyle that we are living anymore.
Okay.
He owes the youth. He owes every...
You know, I definitely see what Hassan Campbell is pointing out, you know, and I also rock with the analogy that he put out when he was saying, like, if you at home with your family and stuff, you a civilian. Unless, you know, y'all heard everything he said, like, unless, you know, this, that, and the third was going on. And I agree with that. And I still agree with what he's saying right now. Like, if we gonna benefit off of putting out certain stuff that we don't want to uphold forever, then when we stop wanting to uphold it, let's just start getting out there and start speaking and telling people these type of things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you probably shouldn't even do no more shows with your old street reference lyrics. You know, don't even get that check. And then on the other hand, though, rap, music, all that stuff is entertainment. So, you know, I don't know Bun B personally to know if he was really just being an entertainer or he was on some, like, first generation hip hop type stuff, like telling his reality about what's going on in his environment.
Anybody who's ever did a bid or ever thought about doing a bid or committed a crime off of his lyrics, he owes them an apology. Especially when he decided to get on that stand. You got your get back in the house. You aired this dude out in the house.
He put that fire on him.
And I ain't gonna lie, I feel the same way. Like, I'm kind of shocked behind that because I felt like he definitely, you know, he handled the situation appropriately from the get-go. And what led to him having to be, like, all on the stand and doing the whole, you know, crying and stuff like that, I think it was kind of uncalled for. I feel like, you know, he handled his business. He handled it when it went physical. And he made some statements and stuff when the police came to the house, I assume. And he was on some self-defense type stuff. to go this far, I feel like it's kind of like uncalled for. But only Bun B know his reasons for why he do what he do.
Hassan, he definitely put that fire on him.
He aired him in the house.
Right.
How many times he shot him?
I want to say 2. Look, you know, the report said he hit him in the buttocks. So he was on point. That's what I'm saying, Hassan. Before you cook, we got to give the OG his flowers because he went and got that fire and put it on that nigga ass, bro. So he ain't all the way gone. He didn't do cat rap. He said if he catch you in his house, he gonna put that fire to you, and Bun B did that.
Him crying on the stand, to me, was equivalent to him kissing a man.
Right. Oh, wow. Wow.
Him crying on that stand, for me, was equivalent to him kissing a man.
Hassan Campbell is entitled to his feelings about things. So I'm definitely I'm interested to see what else he finna say and why he's relating it to. I wouldn't say that I relate the two unless he's using that type of wording to say that, you know, what he did was G-A-Y or the F word and just using that in the lack of better words. But I don't think that was so much of him being on the stand crying. You can relate that hand to hand with being on some homosexuality. That's just me, but let's see what he got to say.
Whoa, talk, Hassan. Thank you for sponsoring this war. Him getting on that stand after he aired Duke out, it's so bout it, what he's supposed to do. But then you go to the court, you go into the judge,
right,
and you giving him a test. First of all, what I can't respect about Bun B is the fact that if I got to get on the stand, I'm going to say as less as I possibly could. This nigga turned this into a drama. Where if this was a movie and people was in the court or watching this, everybody's watching this, he did better than Denzel and yo, he did better than Will Smith, Denzel, Jamie Foxx, any black actor, and the winner is.
Not to mention
the best perform. Yo, that nigga, cry me a river.
Not to mention he got the veneers. Not to mention he got the veneers, so he had the white teeth with the crying. That was classic. Classic.
Seeing him on the stand was equivalent to seeing him kissing a man.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you on that, Pop. I felt like him getting on the stand. I think he did it
right through you. Yes, because here's the thing, right?
Right.
Here's the thing. His tears was to convince the jury. His tears was to convince the judge. His tears was to convince the district attorney.
Right.
To turn that man's lights out. And that's something that I don't have in me. The niggas that shot me, I ain't get a chance to get my get back. But I ain't go to court. I'm a civilian right now.
You can't cry on the stand, Haas. Not much shit you talk.
Son.
Ever.
Listen, at the end of the day, my whole thing is, when the police came to me and said, you gonna tell us who did this?
Right.
Can we talk? I said, yeah. They had a mask on with NYPD badges. The police got tight. Mr. Checkmate was there from the time I went to the hospital from the time I went in to the time I left. So there is no, yo, he made a statement. No, I signed for the doctors to be able to take the bullet out. They took the bullet out, and y'all seen the little rapper. And for me, even if I had to testify, you come. Let me make something clear to you, right? To the people out there, right? If you come in my house and my wife decides she's telling the police, you're going to jail, my nigga.
Right.
You decided to come inside my house.
And you know what? I agree with that too. You should be able to control your whole tribe, your camp, your tent, your home, whatever the case may be. But if you indulge into a situation like walking in a home that might be a mixed home, where you got people who carry the code this way and other people that feel like they gonna carry their situations this way, then that's just the situation you put yourself in. Like, I totally understand Bun B doing what he did as a man, handling his business from the get-go. And if the wife was doing what she did for her own benefit, then I get that. You know what I'm saying? Because she's obviously a normal lady, civilian. She was attacked. You know, somebody just totally stepped out of bounds and put themselves in her environment. So I get that. And that's one thing that I'm surprised, or I should say I'm still confused about, on how, like, Bun B just didn't let the wife do that if that's what she wanted to do so much. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he definitely didn't fail as a man, as a father, as a husband, when he went out there and he handled his business and he didn't do no panicking. And he showed up and showed out. And I think him and his wife was like unharmed. Things take places and things do happen. But I think he came out on top with that situation. And that's why I say I just think him being on that stand and doing the whole mile, I just feel like it was uncalled for.
Well, my wife and my kids is that there is no, oh, I'm sticking to the code of the street. Nigga, you could catch me right out in the front of my house.
Right.
And do what you got to do. You could catch me. I'm outside. But I'm out the way. I'm just not one of those dudes to where that I stand up in front of the corner store like I'm trying to hold the building up. I'm past those stages. If I go outside, I stick and move. So I'm not going to make it easy for nobody to run down on me, because I realize at this point in time in my life is that you make one false move, is going to lead you to the penitentiary or to an early grave.
Facts.
And see, the grave is going to wait for me. It's waiting for me already. The hole is there already dug for all of us. But to rot and die in that jail cell? How old are you right now?
44.
Now, I'm glad you said that, right?
And, you know, I'm glad that he said his age, because I know Hassan Campbell is also kind of like up there, you know, somewhere around 50 or something like that. And the reason why I'm pointing that out is because Hassan Campbell, he's like a family man. Every time you see him, he's always, you know, he's on that family tip. You know, he's always saying he's on a different path in life. He ain't trying to keep it street like that. And then you got this dude that's in his 40s. So I'm respecting their outlook on the Bun B situation based upon their age, and they should have a certain level of maturity, you know, as opposed to like we just sitting here reacting to a person that's 19, 20, 25, whatever, and they might not even know how to comprehend differences when it comes to certain scenarios. And I'm not saying that I'm going to agree with everything that Hassan say in this video or what the other dude say in this video. But I feel like we could take a little bit from what they say with a lot of like carrying some weight due to the fact that they are of age and they not just really running around here with what some people would try to deem a children's mindset.
OG status.
You got to do 10 years right now. Think about that. What is life going to be for you 10 years from now?
I'm watching when I come home. If I catch a 10-year sentence now, I'm watched when I come home. It's over.
It's over.
So,
and even still, I can't even say it's so much that you wash, because black men age better than black women.
That's a fact.
But do you understand what it's like to have to come home in your 50s and you begging somebody while you in jail for some place to stay?
Look, look, get in the back room at grandma's house is wild at 54, bro.
For real.
Wow.
If Granny even still alive.
But listen, let me ask you this, because we said something before the live kicked on. We was cooking. When do rappers get a pass to do regular, normal white man shit? Meaning, he did it. There you go. He violated me. When do we get to do that shit? When do rappers get a pass? If I made a hit song that talks some whole gangster shit in my 20s, am I held accountable when I'm 58?
I would like to say this, right, before they speak and say what they say. I would say that if you just putting out music as a product, as you just being an entertainer, then, I mean, by any means, you can do it however you want to do it. You could be a normal guy tomorrow, the next hour, whatever. If you just really doing your whole entertainment thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you might got people who don't want to rock with you no more. You might kind of take some L's in your career or whatever the case may be. But that's on you. I don't think people will really just totally fault you if you came out and you was saying, like, you know, I'm just doing my entertainment thing and I know what people want to hear. And I got, you know, I know how to articulate these things through my raps. I would understand that. But it's not so much of like if you just being a rapper. Like if you kind of putting your rap career hand in hand with your street career and you supposed to be standing for this and you representing this, then I feel like you got to carry yourself all the way to the finish with that type of mentality. You know, like I ain't saying that cause see, number one, you shouldn't even really be indulging with certain type of crimes unless you can handle it and you can keep it all the way real. Obviously, this is not a situation to where Bun B was a part of a crime, so the scenario was a little bit different, right? Or a lot different. It's pretty much just like a victim to his circumstances, right? Him and his family and his whole household, whoever was all involved. But I feel like nobody would have been mad at Bun B if it would have just been like he did what he did. When the police came, he made some statements or whatever, or he said what he said. Or maybe he don't have to make no statements, whatever. But if he would have made some statements and he's clearing up why he shot this man or whatever he did or killed this man, then I feel like we all would understand that. You know what I mean? I think that goes for anybody. Like, you can do that. And then far as like, if you are really in the streets or ever was in the streets and you was upholding certain type of beliefs and stuff like that from the streets, and mind you, having a code don't necessarily mean it's a street mentality. Some people can confuse having a certain level of integrity, having a code, beliefs, honor, morals with just being street. Some people might not do certain things just cause, you know what I mean? That's just how they feel and that's how they operate. So I feel like this, like, if you willing to do anything civilian, you have to draw the line there and it has to be cut and clear. You can't back and forth the situation. You can't be when it's beneficial, you street, you gangster or trap, whatever. And then when it's not beneficial, you civilian. It can't work that way. You know, if you put in 20, 30, 20 years, whatever in the streets and you want to become a different person, I feel like you could wake up any day and be a different person. But you have to be willing to take that and run with it. You know, you got to be willing to always pop that and say that. That mean no more, you know, don't even pull up somewhere on the block and smoke nothing with the younger dudes or have a drink. You know, don't even pull up and just try to hang and be in the way. Because if something take place and you know you going to go civilian, then stay away from people that's not really being civilian. If you got love for people that's still a part of the game, then, you know, let them come deal with you on your grounds and in your environment that you got created, to where you don't even have to worry about straddling the fence. They just pulling up or hollering at you just to show some love, or y'all can bond or whatever the relationship may be, even if it's your family or whatever. Like I said, if you change up and you come from an environment that's street, you know what I mean? Don't even wake up and be like, I'm on civilian type of time, and still try to mingle back in the old neighborhood. Don't even do that. I ain't saying you can't just, you know, say what's up, whatever, keep it pushing, say hi, keep pushing. But don't be just like, you know what, I'm finna put a whole day out on the block and hang with 5 other dudes that's pretty much still caught off in the streets. That's how I look at it. And I hope I hope y'all got where I was coming from.
Now, here's the thing, right?
Please, Cook.
This is a conversation that's much needed because I want you to... Do you remember the back and forth between me and Styles P?
Indeed, I was outside then. Yeah, I was with you.
Now, Styles P. I love the locks. I love Styles P. But as a man, I had to call him out when I seen him on stage with Freaky Zeke. Freaky Zeke is a blood. Dipset, throwing up all the signs.
That's my guy, too. I know Freak.
Freaky Zeke got a dude doing 30 years in jail. Buzz Beyond, thank you for sponsoring this war. Got a brother doing 30 years in jail because it was a robbery that went wrong. He got shot. Police came. He gave a testimony while he was banging, while he was blood, while he was in the streets, while he was a gangster rapper. He testified. Your statement put a dude in jail for 30 years. So now I made a video talking about the locks. Not because I hate the locks. I love the locks. But I'm not going to sit up there and act like I don't see y'all performing on a stage with Freaky Zeke, but yet y'all not running with D-Block no more. Bully out of D-Block. From what I heard.
Right.
They stopped messing with him for alleged rumors of him being a rat. Bully out of D-Block was my favorite out of all of them dudes that they added on, you know, that was rapping on that D-Block album. Bully was dope to me. Now, I don't know what the issue was of what they were saying he snitched on. I don't understand the full story because I heard bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But it sounded like it was iffy. And I think Bully was dope. So you got rid of a D-Block member and you got on stage and performed at a Versus with a Dipset rat? For me.
Now, I don't know all the backstory to that whole situation, but me just opinionating on the way Hassan broke it down, if all of that is factual, then I feel like that's definitely a contradiction and that's some hypocritical type of movements.
For me, and as far as Freaky Zeke go, if you ever watch this, I don't have nothing against you, brother, but I do have something against you testifying and giving a dude 30 years in jail when you was fully indulged in the streets. And see, my whole thing is, now when you sit back, we could go down and we can like really maneuver through the ugliness of hip-hop, the ugliness of the rap game. We could pull up, we pulling up now at Rockefeller, Rock Nation.
Right.
And we sitting back and we analyzing, what's that song? It was all good just a week ago. Funny what? 7 days have changed. Was a stand-up nigga. Now you sit down and aim.
Right.
He talking about a nigga snitching. This is Jay-Z. But the president of Rock Nation, the Rock,
but his card is on trial too with Desiree.
You say that again? You froze up.
I said Jay-Z's card has been under investigation too through hanging with Desiree, which is
no. There's no more.
All right, Dice Crew. Now, you know, we pretty much been on here for like a half an hour. I don't want to keep y'all too much longer than I have to. It seems like they done already moved away from the Bun B topic overall. They done went to the Dipset and now the Jay-Z and all this and this and this and that. So if y'all want to catch the rest of that, y'all just got to go over there and tune in with Hassan Campbell and his channel and all that. You know, shout out to them, whatever. But let me know how y'all feel about everything that we was able to cover. Keep it a Benji for me in the comments. I'll see y'all there. If it's worth a conversation, we could chop it up, whatever the case may be. You know, y'all can agree, disagree, whatever. Like I said, I pretty much just spoke on how I felt. I'm kind of more in a confused state right now about the whole situation. I really want to do some more background about Bun B. I want to hear some other dudes that really know Bun B speak on him. Like, you know, if he really was a street guy or not. Is he just entertainer or what? I don't know. But shout out to the Dice Crew and y'all for tuning in. I'm going to catch you on the next video. RP to Pimp C.